is February 25th, 2025. Today again, the Florida human traffickers were around me, driving by everything. Investigators seen them. I was in Alliance, and I had went into this little fruit market. Men were laughing. We listened to her and wanted to know if Agent Joan was done playing with these damn fools. And we thought it was funny when she's like, she wants to ask, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? And Florida human traffickers, you don't need to yell stuff outside my permit. And I want to know what the hell you're doing. Seriously, your scams are over. They've all been debunked. Seriously, from me supposed to be threatening Michelle, Judge Peter's daughter, and never even spoke to her. I didn't even know who she was till January, February 19, announcing herself at V Family Church. Still never talked to her. Never threatened her. Dave even verified December 9th, 18. I never caught him with anyone. Okay. So that was debunked years ago. Okay. And Melissa's kids were debunked in 18 under police surveillance. Melissa got caught telling the kids a lie, and then on Thanksgiving of 18 that they made everything up. They were games of pretend, right? And then repeatedly debunked. Okay, documented me jokes. The police documented it. John defended me when I asked him what's going on. He defended me of, oh, Melissa, his ex-wife, just have him make up some because of the divorce, and I told you we're going to be moving out, but nobody could say anything bad about you, so don't worry about it. To have the church people make up something too, but trust me, Mom, nobody could say anything bad about you. It's just because you're going to move out and go through a divorce. They'll make up something. I said, well, you shouldn't have said anything till I actually moved out. Well, I did. And since I did, and nobody can say anything bad about you, don't worry about it. Okay? Then Dave defends me. Karen, you're good to the kids, you're good to the grandkids, you've never hurt anyone, you're good to everyone, no matter who it is. Okay? My whole family defended me. The police announced in Walmart, why are they having those kids make all that shit up? Well, they're just trying to scare her out of the house. That's it. We interviewed her whole family. They spoke highly of her. Okay? All right. Let's see. The shower scene in the other room. They confessed in 21 that they put two clips together, made it porn. It's not her, it's them. Then what you're describing is showering. Ha 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 ha. She figured out what they did. May 12th, 22 at noon, and May 26th, 22 of the shower scene in the other room was done on purpose. They found tapes of them admitting it. To February and March of 22 in Navarre, that Pete ordered everything direct photoshopped and made up on me. Okay. To Danny and Jen, December 24th, 22. They knew nothing about buying cameras. They didn't know about a shower scene of washing yourself in the shower. To make you look weird, they didn't know I had bruises, throwing up, heart racing, and almost passing out. But they did not know somebody was drugging me and beating on me. They were not part of having me harmed and exploited. Okay? The kids didn't know. 2, I went to Josh. I've never done anything bad or wrong. I never said you did. My whole family defended me. And Mel's kids got caught stating, like January 12th, 22, Officer John stopped Scoons at the door. What those kids got caught stating, they made everything up. Okay? They were games of pretend. Flora read them out October 23rd, 2019. Of course, it never happened. Of course, it wasn't true. We made it up. They were games of pretend. Laughing. They're documented me jokes. All right. Should be January 25th, 2019. Someone knocks at the door and tells my ex-husband, the police always knew she's innocent and innocent before. They were talking about it at the station. Some guy was bailing his guy out from a team and said, if she's innocent, I'll pay a fine or bail. I said, no, the police always knew she's innocent and innocent before, and they never want to arrest her. They knew somebody else did something wrong before. Dave hired the Florida drug cartel. Big drug scam from him. Okay. That's where November 1822, Eric, one of the drug dealers, all the tapes were me and not her. It was my idea to come up with it. My idea to do it. My idea to say it. For all these people trying, they fell for June 7th, 23, Lighthouse Tabernacle made fun of FBI Agent John. FBI Agent John fell for the stunt at DSR4. Oh, come on, that was only a stunt. And publicly mock him in Walmart 62. Sheriff's taped him. To March 24, 22. 1:30 that they framed me. Drugs told to say from the first month of the case, that little white man came up to me in front of the cops that he had stabbed me with a date rape drug. Tried to lie I had sodium pentothal. I worked for Dave and drugged me up and saying wrong night down until she lied. Got away from that freak and threatened me if I told. I got away from that freak and Dave debunked it as just modestly and they only seen the back of my knees. It's a big drug scam, drug confession, and photoshopped of washing yourself in the shower. Drug scam from the drug cartel. It's documented and verified as framed before by the drug cartel. August of 23, Officer Mark. He's one of the police officers worked my case since the beginning. And like I said, January 12th, 22, Officer John stopped goons at the door of Walgreens North Main. When those kids got caught stating, they made everything up. They're documenting me jokes. Okay. 9/18/19, the police tell the judges in Ravenna, for you had us look into it. You knew she couldn't handle it. You knew she appreciated us doing it. And you can find she did nothing wrong. It was a drug cartel laughing in my face. They photoshopped all their lies and drugged me and told me to say it before. Raised some guy named Chris out of the room. All kinds of crazy crap. Laughing. Okay? Dave hired Pete on his own, a drug dealer. Now, I have went over the laws. I have talked to the Stark County Prosecutor's Office, the guy from there. I've talked to a criminal attorney in the place. That agent told the police, and they came up and told me when the case first started, he was so mean to you on the phone because he wanted to make sure you weren't part of these people defrauding him. He was going to go after him. Okay? He already knew everything was drugged and photoshopped. Okay? Then later on, he thought the only way into the cartel was sacrificing you. So he took that chance. He didn't have a right to. Didn't ask. Now, I go over this all the time. I get tired of repeating myself. You know, if you didn't do so many drugs, maybe some words could actually penetrate your head. Okay, I called the FBI hotline. The next morning, the phone's ringing, and I'm so drugged up I can't answer the phone. Let it go to voicemail. Woke up later, I couldn't even stand up straight. Had to hold on to the wall to get the bathroom to the refrigerator, got back in bed. Had rivers of tears running down my face in my sleep. Listen to the voicemail. This is Agent. Did it call me back? I can't. I fell back to sleep. Next day, I'm not much better. Third day, I made myself get up, holding my head on the front porch. What's wrong with me? I feel drunk and I don't drink. What's wrong with me again? I thought the dirty well water I was showering in was killing me. It wasn't the well water, it was the drug cartel. I gotta get enough air in my face. I gotta call that guy back so I can think straight. Got enough air in my face, called one of my witnesses. They said they'd witness for me, so I went out and bought a car, put that agent's number in it, dropped it off at the mall, gave it to our manager. We went up to Apostolic Church of Barberton. Paul Paymer got in Dave's face. My God, I had an FBI agent in my office. He's right there. I walk up as he's screaming, "How dare you bring the FBI up here with threats on her life?" Women walk up, he knows she's being drugged, being raped, and he said he didn't care. A federal police officer don't care women are being drugged and being raped from the cartel. My God. I go in and I sit down, they follow me. He knows she's being drug beaten, raped, and he said he didn't care. Then he said, strangest, pathetic lie where it was a medication error, medical malpractice. He made up that shitty lie in 2003, or you were faking. If she was going to be faking, she was sick before. It was a medication error, medical malpractice. A lie, 15-year-old lie to cover up his son, Tim, and Katie. Thought I was following him, that was Linda. Okay? He didn't care what they did to her. And if she was going to be mean to women, he didn't care what they did to her, and he was going to turn her back over to him. Can you imagine an agent saying that? Dave comes in, let's go, we get out in the truck. You called the FBI on me. I'd kill you myself. I scream right back at him, what did you expect with people threatening my life and trying to kill me? He goes for a loaded gun, and I put my hand on the console. He goes to punch me, flooring it out of the church's parking lot. Okay? And he punched me all the way home. I almost jumped out on the highway. I ran from him when I got home. Next morning, rivers of tears. Everybody knows. I call that agent back. I tell him someone told on me, you liar. I tell him about a guy that threatened to knife me at Giant Eagle. He calls me a liar. There's badgering laws. Department of Justice 1729, I think it is 1520 or 1521. They have to take your statement if they believe you or not and follow through. It's a obstruction and tampering. And he starts screaming about a camera above the bench. I don't know. You say you're lying or arrest you. I'm like, what? He said, I told you. I said, well, he tried to kidnap me before. Oh, come on. And this is why I didn't tell him Terry Coberly's seen him. He said even if a church person seen him, they wouldn't verify it. Well, she did. That's why there's badgering laws. He said, I've met with that family in my office and all those church people, and I know they're trying to kill you. And he said, strangest lie. I said, look, I really was sick before. You liar. He's like, was there a camera above the bench or not? I don't know. I'll put you in jail if you don't say you're lying. And I'm like, what? He said, was there a camera above the bench or not? I don't know. Then I'll arrest you. Say you're lying, I'll put you in jail. It's like, fine, whatever. He let a serial killer go. Okay? Really not that funny, are you? Now I want you to say you were faking you were sick before. Well, that's ridiculous. My whole body swelled up. My thyroid and adrenal glands quit working. I'm having many heart attacks, seizures, and if it wasn't for Altman family physicians telling me how big of crackpots those doctors were, and they're known for lying falsely, diagnosing people, ripping them off, and making them sick. They were even saying I had level 2 brain tumors and want to remove part of my brain that was healthy. Huh? And it took me 9 months to get well. I almost died from those crackpots. It's documented fraud, medical malpractice, and medication errors 2002. Proven in 2003 when I got well, when I got off of it. Okay? I said I really was sick before. Now I met with that family in my office that lost their child in that traffic accident. You mean the people that were bullshitting you? 6 months later, somebody makes up a shitty lie on me. Had nothing to do with her father running a stop sign. It didn't affect them either way. It's 6 months later when he made it up. Be like somebody dying in January and somebody making up some shitty on somebody in July or August. It has nothing to do with them. Not even their tragedy. It's 6 months later. I started with Dr. Eli in 2002. He put me on fentanyl patches and muscle relaxers. By April, I'm almost well. And May 3rd, 2003 had nothing to do with that traffic accident. My whole family is at home. Brian had to show up and tell us that he ran a stop sign into a semi. Okay, in July I finished getting well. And strange to make up that lie till November of 2003 when Linda was following Tim and Katie. She got caught and they thought it was me. I found out he ordered my death that day. And destruction. They planned this for 15 years before they did it. Okay? Like they said, that agent needs to get his facts straight. It was a medication error made her sick before. And Strange ordered this in '03. Nobody was to say or do a word till Dave said he wanted a divorce, and it took him 15 years to say it. They planned this for 15 years before they did it. That agent needs to get his facts straight. September 18, 24, 8:30 in the morning. My car's back behind the FBI. Yeah. Get your facts straight before you put your mouth on anything. Okay, he said, I want you to say you're faking you were sick before. That's ridiculous. I almost died from medical malpractice. After a bunch of surgeries and my muscles locked up. I said, I really was sick before. He's like, you liar. I met with that family in my office that lost their kid in that traffic accident that I had nothing to do with. That were just pulling his leg. It's 15 years later, and somebody called me a faker 6 months after an accident I had nothing to do with. Come on now, that's bullshit. They were bullshitting you. I should have talked to them like they were grown. Of what the fuck are you doing here? So, I met with that family in my office that lost their kid in that traffic accident. And all those church people, I know they're trying to kill you because you were faking you were sick and faking you got well. Well, that family was good. That's a bunch of bullshit. It's like, look, I really was sick before, you liar. You need to realize what you've done, and I don't blame him for trying to kill you. He actually says that on a recorded line. Like an investigator said, I listened to the recorded line, I almost fell out of my chair. He actually talks to her like that. I said, I really was sick before. You liar, you say it, I'll leave you there, but they'll kill me, so. They've tried to kill me, so. You say it or I'll leave you there. And it's like, fine, just don't let them kill me. Now, you just confessed several times you met with everyone, right? Cat's out of the bag because you told, right? Right, you're competent, right? You understood, you told. You weren't under influence of any drugs or alcohol. You didn't hit your head, right? You weren't delusional. You knew you told, right? Yeah, you knew you told. He said, why would the FBI help a person like you? Well, they're going to try to kill me, so. You don't care if people are being killed, and he's a cop. Waco should have happened here. He said, give me a real reason. Well, they tried to kill me, so. The other one yells out the rapist name, where Dave told people he hired Pete on his own. He hired a drug dealer. It's documented and verified. I was framed before, and there was a drug cartel in my home before. Officer Mark, August of 23. Worked my case since 18. Okay? It was a drug cartel. That's why I was being drugged, being raped. Duh. And he's talking about my rapist I've never met. He said we could use piece of tape. A word with yourself. The shower scene in the other room of washing yourself. Okay? Like May of 24. The police told some lady in Myers North Main. She came in. I talked to the police that worked her case. They said they always knew the weird with yourself was a photoshopping of washing yourself in the shower. They always knew that was photoshopped. And they always knew they drugged her and told her to say it before, and it was a backup plan if she didn't die. And it's ridiculous for anybody to insult her. She almost died to save children. Where January 5th, 25, Walmart 62. What is this? Another FBI agent lied to a U.S. Marshal she was weird with herself? We always knew that weird with yourself was photoshopped of washing yourself in the shower in another room. And we always knew they drugged her and told her to say it before. The Florida drug cartel did it as a drug scam. Okay? And this guy is yelling out my rapist's name, the drug dealer. The guy where I take a drink out of a drink in the room and go dizzy and black, didn't know it was in my home. Wake up with bruises, throwing up, severely infected, and I thought the dirty well water was killing me, just washing it. Wake up with marks that look like injection marks, more bruising. Throwing up, almost passing out in front of people. Lost 18 pounds before I called the FBI. Hmm? He's talking about a drug dealer that's a rapist. And I don't even know who it is. He's a guy that's been harming me, having his men do it. Like they said, she's never met the man that actually had this done to her before. So he's making fun of the guy, Dave's hitman. I've never met. I almost told him, why are you lying on my brother? I haven't seen him in years. I talked to him on the phone, but I haven't seen him. Wouldn't he have died? Because I didn't know anything about that drug dealer. I thought the dirty well water was giving me cancer just showering in it. Okay. I said, what are you talking about? Then he said something else about Pete. It's one of the drug confessions. I said, what are you talking about? He sounds like a damn fool to me. He said, I bet you're going to say you don't know anything about this doctor selling your information. HIPAA violations. No doctor of yours can even testify against you in court. It's a $250,000 fine, 1 to 5 years, and you sue him for $1.5 million. It's like, give me a name, I'm poor. And I had some lady use my insurance for 15 years. I told you I thought my whole marriage was a scam because my dad gave Dave a job at that factory, and it was a lot of money back then. He went from working $80 a week with John Cowgill to making $500 to $1,000 a week. Back in 1985, that's like $155,000 a year job. He just had to marry me. Well, some heavyset white round woman showed up at the factory, and my brother was telling me about her, and I said, get proof and I'll leave him. And he's like, oh, they're all lying, trying to break us up. But then somebody's using my insurance, arguing with even Altman Hospital. We want to talk about your stay in the hospital. I haven't stayed in your hospital in years. See Dr. So-and-so, never heard of him. Well, you said, or we sat and talked, don't you remember? And I said, ma'am, I have never met you. I haven't stayed in that hospital in years. Well, you said you have 2 little girls. I have 3 boys. See what I mean? I told you some other woman's using my insurance. She would Harry Carey. My mom knew of her. My brother knew of her. And he's trying to say some crazy woman stole my insurance. No, it's probably a girlfriend from before. One of the girls from Barb's basement, where she complained after we got married that he was having all kinds of women down the basement having sex with him. I didn't know it till after I was married. Okay. And she was so glad he settled down. He didn't settle down and got better at cheating. Okay. And I kept telling my brother to get proof, and he never got me proof. And I got all these medical bills, and over 15 years, she charged up tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars worth of bills. She even used my prescription card. I couldn't even get like pain medicine refilled because I go in, well, you just got your prescription last week. I haven't got it in over a month. They'd have to call it in at a different thing, and I would have to pay for cash for it. She was using my prescription card. I'm like, oh, come on, David. He's like, you just need your social. You do. Back then, you didn't need ID for anything. She would Harry Carry on my insurance. Officer Mark also documented and verified it was a medication error that made me sick before. That's fraud and medical malpractice. And he also documented about that woman using my insurance. Every union rep knew of her. She went Harry Carey, and the Secretary of Midwest, Robert K. McMillan, screamed at Dave and told Dave if he didn't pay those co-pays from all those medical bills, that she would turn him into the police for insurance and identity fraud. The factory would not get stuck with him. Okay. My brother Pete told my boyfriend Carl about her. He said, I heard all about her, that she was showing up at different times. We weren't married 6 to 9 months, and she's showing up. Okay? Makes you think she was pregnant. Round. Heavy set's one thing, but round makes you think pregnant. Okay? Alright. So it's documented even by the place that half my medical records are hers. Alright. I thought maybe it was one of her bills. They said it's just a scam. They just had somebody impersonate one. Okay? That was December 31st, 23. Altman Hospital, that they denounced him. There was just some guy impersonating a doctor. Okay? I said, what are you talking about? He's like, stop, she don't know. Okay. And he goes, give me a real reason. Well, my brother-in-law, Craig, died working for the government. He said, first of all, have you talked to any law enforcement about threats on your life? And I said, the only two officers I've ever talked to. August 8th of 18 midnight, I had a 911 call of a light in a security system outside. They came out and told me I looked like an alien orb or an angry spirit and told me to buy a dog and let a dog handle it. He's like, you're kidding. I said, no, they don't want bothered. And I said, matter of fact, I've never even had my neighbors in my home. I've only had family and repair guys. Is that what's going on? Do you know if Dave's cheating? I said, well, I think he's cheating, but I've never caught him. He starts laughing. She said she never caught him. Dave verified that December 9th, 18. I never caught him with anybody. There was no one to threaten or be mean to. There was rumors of him cheating, but nobody ever got me proof. Okay? All right. And let's see. He offers to take me somewhere and leave me with no money. I have no money to start. He said, well, if you're ready to get information on Dave and the churches, I can open an informant program. I said, well, I can do that. He said, I'm loading a card with $5,000 a month on it. When do you think you can come pick it up? I don't know. Well, hell broke loose after that. Okay? Never got down there. He said, you'll have a life of peace as an informant. Nothing legally stated dated against you again, and only for you, and only for you would we do this for. Always put it back as if it never happened. You can't be legally charged for anything again for working this case. That's why my fingerprints are sealed. He said, and and you'll have that money to live on. I meant to know wrongdoing, and I'll take care of everything in the end. Okay? But if you try to tell someone, I'll tell people you're crazy, and the FBI won't help you. I told the Stark County prosecutor's office that. He laughed till I cried. Oh, he did tell me too. He said, my best friend is the chief of police of Canton in 2018, okay? He's a really good man, and if you can't get a hold of me, he'll make sure that the Canton Police Force protect you. You can trust him. I told the Stark County guy from the Stark County prosecutor's office, Walter. He laughed till he had tears. Tears. Met him at McDonald's on Harmont. He said, first of all, the police know they can't go along with any of that. The only thing legal he did on that whole phone call was list you an informant with money immunity, and it's for risking your life to get him information. He said, due to the freedom of speech, only a judge can put a gag order on you. He's only a higher police officer. He was only bullying you. The police know I don't have that kind of authority. I said, but he's already confessed, he told. He said he can't tell on you, but you can tell whoever you want. He can't open his mouth. No judge could sign taking somebody's freedom of speech away outside a jury trial. He said that they'd go to jail themselves. It's illegal. He said he can't pull you into false statements under threats either. There's badgering laws. You know, he said they know they can't go along with that either. You get the money for risking your life and only for risking your life to get them information they owe you for the rest of your life. Karen, you don't realize you are in one of the many witness protection programs, and until the FBI puts you in another witness protection program, you'll stay an informant for life. He said, and you can tell whoever you want. That agent couldn't even open up his mouth. I said, but he's already told. He can't tell on you. You can tell whoever you want when you feel comfortable telling. He was only bullying you so they get away with this. The police know that. And you get the money for the rest of your life for working this case, and you stay in immunity for the rest of your life. He said, I'll let you know. The chief of police of Canton in 2018, he was a really good man. I looked outside and there's like 10 to 15 camp police officers parading around the building. It was amazing. He said that the police know they can't go along with anything that agent said, but listen to your informant with money and immunity. And that's it. And he cannot tell people they can't help you. That's the 14th Amendment. You cannot withhold protection from any U.S. citizen. You can't take somebody's money, but due process of law, you have to be found guilty and sued for it. He can't just go around stealing. He can't bully you. Talk to Officer Reinhardt Louisville. one thing else Walter told me, what these people did is a fraud scheme, where they laugh in your face in front of people that they photoshopped a seat washing scene of in the shower or washing yourself. They probably did. It's clicking and pasting. And where you had all the signs of being drug, beaten, raped, seen by the doctor, he said they probably were drugging you up and beating on you and telling you to say stuff. You had all the signs and you never seen or talked to anybody. He said it's a big fraud scheme. They did the biggest mistake. They did it in your home. It's the Fourth Amendment over the house. Police and agencies can only be in a home under a threat of life with statements in a court order. Officer Reinhardt said that too. Even the FBI would go to jail for being in your home outside. That protective light case with statements, and that agent had agreed to protect you and have statements for a threat of life. He had to have a court order too, signed by a judge, or they'd go to jail. Okay? Criminal attorney even said he didn't have enough authority to ask anybody to stay quiet. He was only bullying me. It can't be in the court order because of the freedom of speech. And he can't talk to you like that either. And he cannot withhold your money. And he can't misdirect it. He can't tell anybody they can't help you. It's illegal. Like Walter said, he was just bullying you. All criminal attorneys said that too, and other police I talked to. He's only bullying you. That's it. I like my money agent, John. You wouldn't want to say you were obstructing justice in one of the major FBI cases for the nationwide human trafficking scam, huh? You want to say, right, that you were part of taking down Judge Peters in Florida and the 100 human traffickers? You were part of helping the U.S. Marshals save all those kids and arrest all those human traffickers in Ohio? Hmm? You were actually where the U.S. Marshals showed up January 23rd in Worcester. Hmm? Where my friend had a friend on his police department 2 hours away, knew about my case, knew about the Texas group. They showed up and they're sitting around me. We're going over everything. Walk outside. We're the U.S. Marshals. We'll take care of this. That agent left her there. Can you imagine he left her there? And he lied to him. Huh? He lied to them that he left me there because of the shower scene in the other room. That she was weird with herself. They always knew it was photoshopped. The police documented in 18. He knew it was a photoshopped washing. And they had drug confessions, and they had drugged me and told me to say it before, and he was going to go after him. Told the police that, and they documented it. They all know he told on me. That's April 28th, 24. North Canton Jackson officer and Walmart on the strip. I walk in. Some guy's on the phone. I listen to the recorder line. He did talk to her like that, and he did confess he was telling on her. Officer in uniform shows up. Karen, we all know. Nobody drugs anybody but the drug cartel, and it was a drug cartel in your home before. We all know that guy told on you before. Then where the Stark County Sheriff's made fun of some guy named Kurt for falling for this, he tells everybody he knows to stay out of it. Some guy's on the phone. Kurt, now this is funny. They had the agent above on her that's over her case admitting a recorded line that he told on her before. They have these people confessing they photoshopped everything and made everything up on her and drugged her and told her to say it before. They have her whole family defending her and not knowing about this. None of this is funny. People, everybody stay out of it. Yeah. Oh, and they have the other ones taped. They made everything up. Yeah. So then Pam Strange shows up with her granddaughter. Uncle Dave said he had selling-taper before. Who they say it was, the drug cartel, and it's made up. Although verified, I walk outside, investigators bust out laughing. It took her long enough to confess she was in it with Dave with those stocking tapes. Her kids better never verify it. The police already taped them defending her and saying they didn't know anything about this. And when they already have these people taped that they drugged her and told her to say it before, photoshopped everything and made everything up on her, that means they were in it with Dave the whole time trying to kill her and cover it up. Everybody's scattered. Reality. That night out in North Kent, some guy was outside the apartment I was at and said, I told that girl she needs to realize how not funny this is. She was taped knowing of those tapes before. She better not get caught part of it. She'll go to jail a long time. They said that guy Chris they raced out of the room, she don't even know him. Oh, they talked about him around me. But I don't know him. I've never talked to him. They said he was one of the main people hurting her, and she's never met him. She needs to realize how not funny it is. Hmm? So, today, out in Alliance at that fruit market, people walked in. We listened to what she had to say of Agent John. What the fuck are you doing? Hmm? What are you doing? See, the police came up and told me you wanted me. You were so mean to me on the phone to make sure I wasn't part of those people defrauding you, and that you were going to go after them. Well, you got them. Okay? So what are you doing? Hmm? And your only way into the dark cartel was sacrificing me. That wasn't part of the deal. You didn't ask. I'd like my money. See, you do realize if this wasn't an act and that agent is actually that corrupt, he's dangerous. He's as dangerous as the people selling people. He's as dangerous as the ones that are selling and killing people. He's telling on victims calling for help. Huh? Bullying victims, making them so scared, make them beg for their life. He tells on them, threatens them. Open up for him at case, and then steal the money and then turn him back over the cartel. He looks like the worst white-collar criminal there is. You want to say you're really a good guy, right? You got my money for me, sweetie, don't you? I like a letter of thank you so I can show my kids and they'll be proud of their mom. Told you. I was found innocent by the police in January 25th, 2019. Somebody knocked on the door of our house and I'm crying in my room. Hey, the police always knew she was innocent and innocent before. They were talking about it at the station. Some guy was bailing this guy out from team and said if she's innocent, I'll pay a fine or bail. Said no, the police always knew she was innocent and innocent before, and they never want to arrest her. They knew somebody else did something wrong before. They've hired the Florida drug cartel to run a drug scam. Just like 9/18/19, the police tell the judges, for you had us look into it, you knew she couldn't handle it, you knew she appreciated us doing it, and you can find she did nothing wrong. They were talking about that August 13th, 24, even though the police told the judges in Ravenna that she was innocent. My whole family defended me, like the police had in the huddle in the front of Walmart 62 right after Thanksgiving of 18. Why are they having those kids make all that shit up? Well, they're just trying to scare her out of the house. That's it. We interviewed her whole family. They spoke highly of her. Just like June 23rd to July 4th of 21. What are these people talking about? We interviewed her whole family a long time ago. She's never hurt anyone. Girls that dated the drug dealers. Oh my goodness, the boys had a drugger to make her say that stuff. Nobody mentioned those tapes again. I never seen her talk to anybody. You talk about scary movie shit, and these people laugh at me for the Florida drug cartel harming me and exploiting me like this? How would you like to never see or talk to anybody and take a drink out of a drink in the room, go dizzy and black, wake up with bruises, throwing up, heart racing, almost passing out, and a severe personal infection or injection marks and more? Covered in bruises, I thought I was getting cancer. Going to the doctor, what on earth is wrong with me? It is documented and verified by all the family physicians I've seen for migraine headache, throwing up, dizzy, almost passing out, giant bruises, muscle pain, and a severe swollen personal infection. And nobody thought of a rapist. Okay? All right. And I lost 18 pounds before I called the FBI, and another in 70 in protective custody. Now, you were only acting to get the drug dealers, right, Agent John? Because otherwise, what the fuck are you doing? Seriously, I earned that money. Hiding behind a rape victim is cowardly. Feeding a rape victim back to the cartel is evil. I didn't even know they were involved. David the church is my ass. Didn't mention all this craziness. But the marshals, where they said they'd take care of him, 3 weeks later, they did an 800 people sweep. You don't want to say you are obstructing justice for the drug cartel and aiding and abetting them, do you, Agent John? You never want to say that, huh? Let's see, the Kingsman from Texas, the Fentanyl Kings guys. There was a Russian involved. Told you where to find him. Find out who he is. The Florida Judge Peters human traffickers. You were part of that big arrest in Florida, right? Because his daughter was up here with a whole group of them breaking. They worked for him around me. You were part of, let's see, the California group selling drugs here in Ohio, Michigan, big Buffalo, New York, human traffickers. You helped take them down, right? The ones that were around me, laughing in my face, confessing under police surveillance their crime. See, where those people were around me in 1819, they're going to goof it up, her testimony, and they're going to make it so no one will ever want her to testify. They never wanted me to testify. They wanted you to confess under police surveillance with a court order so it couldn't be disputed. They never wanted me to testify. They tricked you. Agent John tricked you. See, that's where that occult and my ex-husband, when that agent went and told him he didn't care what they did to me, all those people showed up, started following me around. He never put it together they were cops and vets. He thought they all laughed. People were laughing today. This is what's going on. They thought they all laughed. They did. They thought it was just the cartel around me. They didn't realize the police and the FBI were taping in my home, my phone, my car. And officers around me with body cams, dressed in plain clothes, with a court order for protected home custody, threat of life with statements, and a court order. And those idiots breaking their crimes, they never wanted me to testify against you. They didn't want a drugged up, beat up rape victim that was traumatized to testify. They wanted you to confess under police surveillance. Boy, did he get you. You were just tricking the drug dealers, right? You're really a good guy, right? Went about it the wrong way, but you were tricking them, like the cops said. Hartville police told people not to say anything, that agent had told them that he was only acting this way to get the drug dealers. But they got all those drug dealers. He still didn't pay me. They're wondering if he tricked the police and lied to the police just to steal from me. I like my money. Dear God, you even got Trakasami off this case. Remember Michael Peterson in November 21? He was smuggling oil into the U.S. from Trakasami. I got letter of allegation, money, Western Union money transfers. When he was leaving the port it was coming in, and the state that was buying it. Not bad for a little old lady. Like a lady investigator said, we called out and asked about Michael Peterson's shipment. Was it legit? They said they'd investigate. He was arrested last year, him and 50 other people, for smuggling oil out from underneath their government. You're welcome. I kept goading him. I don't believe you. Prove it. Why would I lie? Prove it. I don't believe you. So he proved it. Showed it to a retired sheriff, all the proof he sent me. Said, what an idiot for giving you all that. What an idiot for confessing to an FBI informant with a legally bugged phone. Not bad for a little old lady, huh? I was up in Akron last year. What an accomplishment. One of their informants got him information leading to Trakasami's arrest. You know, that's where and lady investigators, they better be paying her. She was part of a really big bust. The marshals used to got 800 people. You were part of that, right? You were part of saving all hundreds of people. Hmm. Right? You weren't obstructing justice for them, right? You weren't helping the drug cartel, right? You're not a big fool like Apostolic Lighthouse Tabernacle called you for FBI agent John fell for the stunt and taser before. Oh, come on now. That FBI agent fell for that? You're kidding. June 7th, 23, sheriffs have a tape of them mocking you. Cackling. Jackasses. And then those idiot people, they paid off a dirty doctor to have him write up. She was insane. They can't pay off a dirty doctor write up. Something like that is fraud. You have to have a competency hearing. They found out over the weekend they could never use it, that it would be considered fraud. The person's fine. You could never use something like that, pay off somebody dirty to write up fraud like that. You go out like a lady investigator, they'd all go to jail for that one. That they were in the cult's pocket. See, the investigators were, I almost died from medical malpractice. They were afraid that the cult paid them off. And now their cult was running around telling everybody they paid them off to even write up more fraud. And that they were in the cult's pocket. Like a lady's investigator said, they better stop saying that. They'll all end up in jail. It's a premeditated attempt of murder. You don't realize what you're saying. It's fraud. See, they think I'm going to cower if they yell shit at me. I'm not as stupid as you think I am. It takes a competency hearing, and a judge has to find you insane. And they have a right to an attorney, a right to a doctor of your own dispute. We live in the United States of America. Could you imagine if you could just pay off a dirty doctor to write up something like that about somebody and steal everything they got? That's so stupid, it's retarded. And insanity and mental illness is not curable. You can't say that they were and they're fine now, because that's a flat out lie. It's not curable. Your brain's damaged. Plus, I had that lady use my insurance and her telling who she's seen. Freaks. All their lies and scams have been debunked. Are you done playing with the damn fools? Because that's what they are, is fucking damn fools. Drug confessions, photoshopping and washing done by the drug cartel, lying, and caught under police surveillance lying, making up mean games and pretend. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you done playing with the fucking fools? And then saying they pay off dirty doctors to write up front. Are you done playing with the damn fools? You should have did Waco and sworn them. Having people drug, beat, and raped in their own home and you don't care? You're really not that dirty, right? You're really not stupid. You know you don't have the authority to ask anybody to stay quiet. Like September 18th, 24, 8:30 in the morning, next to my client's house up in Akron, investigator. Boy, that agent needs to get his facts straight before he puts his name on anything. It's a medication error that made her sick before. That's medical malpractice and fraud. Okay? Why'd they wait 15 years? Well, when Strange thought she was following Tim and Katie, he ordered her to be killed. They were to try to have her killed. And if that didn't work, they were to have her destroyed. Nobody was to say or do a thing until Dave said he wanted a divorce, and it took him 15 years to say it. That's why they waited 15 years. Tell everybody you know not to say a word to her. They planned this for 15 years before they did it. That agent needs to get his facts straight. So you got your facts straight right now, right? And you know you don't have the authority not to tell people they can't help someone. 14th Amendment, you cannot withhold protection from any U.S. citizen. It's a federal crime. It was a federal crime for you to even call me a liar. There's badgering laws. I went out to eat with a police officer. You have to take a victim or a witness's statement, if you believe them or not, and follow through. Or it's obstruction to justice and tampering with a witness and evidence. What did you do on that recorded line? Yeah. Was an act, right, Agent John? Pookie? You were just acting that way because you were part of the major mega bust working along with the marshals and the sheriffs. You weren't aiding and abetting killing women and children and selling them to the cartel, right? You really do care women are being raped, right? I like my damn money. You left me in hell. I was almost shot in the head driving in November, December 18, shooting night of Christmas Eve of 2018. I had stabbed in the neck, bashed in the head, beaten, raped, and left for dead around 12/21/18. Drugged till I lost 70 pounds. I was human trafficked. I was raped and tortured in July to September 19. You ain't arrested and working Karen around the house. Karen's will is still open. Part of the nationwide human trafficking scam. I was left in the middle of the cartels to abuse while they break their crimes around me and laughed in my face. While the cops could get the information on them, it couldn't be disputed and they could go after them. You were actually helping get them. I like my money. Working somebody without pay is considered slavery. It's part of human trafficking. It's a federal crime, Agent John. Even a criminal attorney, he cannot withhold your money. He can't misdirect it. He can't ask you to stay quiet. It is the First Amendment. He don't have that kind of authority. He was only bullying you. But he's already told he can't tell on you either. You can say whatever you want. Even a criminal attorney told me that. Huh? And you cannot withhold and you cannot misdirect and you can't make up your own rules. Prosecutor's office and police. And the police out of this area want to know why our police haven't arrested you. See, that's where this whole thing has to be an act. No, I'd like my money. The scam's over. You're done playing with the damn fools. And then these illegitimate children run around telling everybody they should steal from them and they're grown-ass women that I owe nothing to from life. I don't even know them. They're not my children. I owe them nothing in life. They just think I'm an easy mark to steal from. And nobody thinks it's funny that grown-ass women that I'm not even related to think they can steal from a victim. All these people are disgusting and reprobates. You don't play with the damn fools. Because you're really a hero, right, Agent John? You're not a villain, right? It was an act. Like my money.